Howdy folks, Doc here with Last Best Tool, and sometimes there's a hole in a lineup that just eats away at you until you finally solve it, usually by getting another tool. And that's what I was running into here. For a long time, this Klein here had been my go-to bent needle nose in kind of the shorter form. And then I got a hold of a Knipex here, the 3871-200, which really just, kind of took it to the next level. And then, of course, I had the standard straight needle nose, but there has always been this slight bent needle nose that was missing, except in my long reach ones. So why should the long reach ones have all the fun? And by the way, speaking of long reach, I thought I'd give a quick comparison here. A lot of people mentioned that the head on the Milwaukee, kind of that cross handle design, was very similar to the Knipex. So here's the long Knipex. This one is the 2871-280. And as you can see, they are similar but different. Knipex has got 3 small ovals, probably for 3 different types of round stock right in here, and then the small square stock right up there. Milwaukee's got 2 ovals, basically the square. Both have kind of the bolt grabbing, nut grabbing, but you notice this the taper right here at the Knipex goes out a little bit finer angle there. And then up at the front end, Milwaukee has up here some heavier gripping, so we can see that. That's a little bit different. Maybe there we can see it underneath. And then has quite a bit of aggressiveness with these teeth up here compared to the Knipex. It's a little bit finer, but still both excellent pliers. And then as you can see, as far as opening, if I open this one up and then open this to the same, you can see that the Knipex has a much wider handle immediately, so it doesn't negate the need for something like this Milwaukee, but there you go. Anyway, back to the needle nose. I always like the little bit of bend. I have several of the long ones with the bend. Crescents, I've got the double or the double X joint pliers. But anyway, I was looking for some more Wiha entries into my toolbox, and this was one that I stumbled on, and it was only 15 bucks. Now, Wiha does make some excellent, inexpensive pliers. This one here, if you see, says Germany on it. But if I go to the packaging here, which is this right here, the bent nose, they call this a soft grip versus, I guess, their softer grip. But if I'm looking at this close, what does it say? Manufactured in Vietnam, designed by Wiha in Germany. So there you go. There's the rest of it. 64 HRC. What's interesting there is the cutting. That was the maximum I could measure hardness-wise on when I did that icon snap-on comparison, and of the flush cutters. But anyway, here we go. Let's take a closer look. It is a slight bend, very smooth, really nice closure. There is that little tiny bit of a gap there. That's kind of normal in a lot of these, but it does have fairly clean closure on the cutting knives. Here is a piece of Romex. If I throw that in there and squeeze really hard with both hands, yeah, I can cut through that. However, if I just go down to a standard, I think this is a 12 gauge solid core, it'll cut that all day long. Still a little rough. This is the one I'm excited about showing you for cutting the heavier stuff. But anyway, it's just a small, lightweight, inexpensive tool that serves to fill the gap within these bent nose, needle nose. And sometimes that's all you need. In fact, a lot of times that's all you need. It clears a little bit of the sight line, gives you a little bit more precision working around things versus on the straight ones. A lot of times we come in this way, whereas it's the same thing as what this would be allowed to do, except we can't get in from this angle. You know that. But anyway, for a $15 tool, it kind of surprised me. I have seen some at Lowe's, some of the nicer Wiha stuff coming out. So hopefully Lowe's is going to pick up more with the Wiha line, because I think it makes good stuff, or the company makes good tools. But anyway, there it is. This is the 32623 bent nose, needle nose pliers with cutter. A $15 well worth it tool. And with that, Doc out.